Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Matt Sasson, and today I'm going to talk about the most recent craze sweeping the internet and all other YouTubers. And I didn't think about ever getting this particular thing. Today I'm talking about the fidget toys, the fidget cube and fidget spinners. And the newest one, which I've seen thanks to the YouTuber Lord Draconical. I'm putting a link to his channel in below and the video of where I actually saw this particular fidget toy. So the first one I'm going to talk about is, I've kept it in its box because I carry it about everywhere so the box keeps it safe. The fidget cube. So the original fidget cube was kind of like released early 2017, I believe. And what it is this here little box cube thing, and it has a joystick, a switch for clicking, a spinner which is quiet, some buttons which are quiet, right, some buttons here, some click but some are quiet. Again, the joystick, so gamer style joysticks. We've got a roller ball and some roller gears, a switch which clicks, and a spinning piece here, it just spins around, and then this little indent piece here which I don't really know what it's for, but apparently you just roll your thumb in it and it soothes your anxiety or whatever, just in case you like fiddle with stuff, and just rubbing it makes you feel less fidgeted. So what I'm going to talk about is, first, this was released early 2017, and basically it didn't really take off, I'd say. It was just fidgeting, so some people took off with it, others didn't. So what I'm going to talk about now is the craze that has really shaken everyone up on the whole fidget toys would be the fidget spinner. So I'm going to open this package here. So this is my fidget spinner, the one I bought online and had it shipped out here because fidget spinners didn't appeal to me like on a natural thing. Didn't when they first came out. They had these plastic ones. They weren't really that much of a interest. But then I got this one. I'm probably going to spin the center more than I'm going to spin the actual thing. But this little spinner here, as you obviously can guess, I'm very into Marvel films. So the one I have here is the Captain America fidget spinner. So spin it, rotate it, let it spin. It's just a spinner. That's all you do really with it. You just spin it and spin it and spin it and spin it and spin it. But that's all you do, and for some reason that has kind of just taken over the whole fidgeting eras and all that there. Everyone seems to love them. I don't know why people see these as so much, there are people who go around and say these are better than the fidget cube because they spin. I'm not going to dispute that these are good or better or worse. I'm just going to dispute my opinion to why I think these and these are as good as each other. So my opinion on why they're just as good as each other, and why I don't see why people are saying the fidget cube is useless and garbage and all that there compared to the spinners. So let's kind of get into it. So let's start first with the fidget cube, just because it came out first and the fact I know more about it. Well, a little bit more about it. The fidget cube, yes, some people claim it's made with cheaper materials, so I'm not going to dispute that. In comparison to some fidget spinners, this is made with cheaper materials. This is plastic with rubber and more plastic and some tiny metal components. Fine. Say that if you want. Don't make that the reason you don't buy this, because the fidget cube, in comparison to the fidget spinner, I have to say it does more. So it has silent options and it has loud options as well. So for some people who like to hear, like say for that sometimes they flick a light switch a lot, well, that's your light switch pretty much without blowing your light bulbs. You got spinning things which can be spun quietly or spun loud. You've got this little roller ball here, and it's quite quiet, but you can also, hang on, if you can hear that, that's, you can click this in as well. So I don't know why you wouldn't like that sort of thing either. But you've also got a couple of silent buttons, but you've also got the buttons as well. So they click like a pen lid. They click really, really well like a pen lid. So then you've got this spinner piece here, which is really quiet and no resistance really to it. But you can't spin it like so it just spins. It just rotates on your finger. So it only rotates like that. Then you've got your joystick. So for any gamers or anyone who plays a lot of video games and has the video gamer's thumb, see, you can just mess with it. On a fidget cube, I have made an argument to someone that you can play with a minimum of 2 sides at once, or sometimes 3 sides at once. So you can actually have your hand doing 3 different activities all at once whilst playing with this one-handed, in comparison to the fidget spinners, which does one thing in one hand. And maybe you can maybe some people say, well, it only takes 3 fingers, but I was playing with 3 sides of the fidget cube in my off hand, my less dominant hand, my left hand. So I can play with this with about 3 sides, maybe 4 sides with my dominant hand. But that kind of like is just like overkill, stupid kind of attitude. So, you know, less on the fidget cube now. But now onto the full fidget spinners. The fidget spinners are made either of metal or plastic. And what do they have on them? They have a little bearing inside which allows them to spin on the axes of the holder. So it spins. Some spin very well, some spin really badly. This one I thought actually was going to be metal because in the picture it was shining like a metal piece, but it's actually plastic. So I will say be careful about the ones you buy, because if you're after a metal one because you're after a weighted thing, unfortunately my Captain America one is not metal. But that's not that big a deal because I just wanted it to, not just for the purposes of this video, because I was interested in actually seeing why the craze was so popular. But yeah, this is the Captain America fidget spinner. Okay, get off that. Now I'm going to talk about the one I saw on Lord Draconical's channel, and again, link is in the description to this channel and this video with this box in it. The actual cube, it's a new type of fidget cube. You can bend it and fold it in all different ways, and it just holds together by the clips on the corners. So like I said, it's probably what they're classifying as the newest fidget toy. It's not out just yet, but it is actually on its way out. But it is coming out soon, I think. But from my point of view, I don't really, well, for those who like to have lots of things to fidget with, it will give you a lot of things to fidget with on the fidget cube. But the fidget toys are getting less and less on what they're doing, so I don't really know that. I think some markets are trying to, how would you say it? I think some markets are trying to stretch out the amount that they can pull out of this whole fidgeting craze, because the fidget spinners do one thing compared to the fidget cube doing 6 things. So now you've got the fidget cube D3 Infinity or whatever it's called. You'll see in the video below. But it just unfolds and refolds. So it doesn't really do as much as even the, well, it does maybe as much as a fidget spinner, but it's made of metal. So it seems that 90% of it is made of metal and bearings, and folding bearings. So it seems to be, it'll be more, I think that from what I have seen in the video that Drac did, it kind of needs two hands to occupy it. So it won't be all that good for people who fidget in class. So for that aspect, I would recommend either the fidget cube or the fidget spinner if you're going to go into your classroom and fidget in class. But if you're going to just fidget at home, I wouldn't say that it's not worth having, because it does look relatively well made and relatively nice, but I wouldn't say it's value for money if it's going to cost a lot. Like my fidget spinner cost me about £3. I thought it was metal, so it's not that big a deal for me. Well, it kind of is and kind of isn't. But it's a fidget spinner. It's made of plastic, but it's one hand fidget. You can fidget it in one hand. They're banning them in schools now because it's too distracting to kids. But for some people who actually do require something to fidget with, because it keeps them semi-distracted from their fidgeting, because some people like me, I do fidget quite a bit. Like I'm even fidgeting with my fingers off screen. Like I fold them up, I crack them, I move them about and all that there. But some people do like drum, or they throw things around, or they fiddle with pens. They click their pens incessantly. Like you could be sitting in class 1 minute and you're beside someone who likes to click the pen and they're like, and it gets annoying pretty quickly. And I know, because I've done it a few times to people, and I've had people do it on me. But I know how people can see them as a bad thing. Some people are getting, like, I have one ordered and it's a shuriken. Well, it looks like a shuriken. It's Genji's shuriken from Overwatch. And I think it's metal. It claims it's metal, but we'll soon find out. But and they're bringing them in and they look like a weapon, and it's like, you can't have that, and it's like, blah, 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 blah. Like, and people are complaining that they can't have the fidget spinner because it looks like a weapon or anything like that. But they're also being banned from schools now, some like fidgeting toys, because the teachers are claiming they're distracting, but some people need it. They're also, kids are kids, but kids are also stupid sometimes. I know I just called loads of kids stupid, and I understand that kids are going to take offense at that, but there are kids that are throwing these around their classrooms, and that is stupid, and it's damaging to their schools. It's damaging to the fidgeting toys. I know that's not one of the things I should really include, but it is something someone is spending money on for you. But it can seriously hurt people. It can hurt people. It can damage glasses, their property. It can damage anything. Like, people don't get this. Like, yes, fidget toys are great for their intended purpose, to fidget. But that doesn't mean you should throw them around a classroom, or you should throw them at people, or distract the entire class with them. Because that's not their intended purpose. Their intended purpose is to keep people, say like me, from fidgeting and drumming on the desk, distracting the class. So, I am way past the era of school. And I know I had a hard time at school doing, because I would have actually drum on the table. I can't remember the past tense of how to say drum. So sometimes I would drum on the table, and it would distract the teacher. Even the teacher gets distracted by drumming, and sometimes by the fidget toys. So I can see why they're saying they don't want them in the classrooms. But one of the other things I would do is whistle, and it's not something you want to whistle in class. You don't really want to whistle in class because it's just going to distract everyone. Again, I keep coming back to distracting people, but the whole thing that people designed these for was to be a tiny, tiny thing. able to be held in one hand that you can fidget with quietly even. So you can actually quietly fidget with this. So if you don't want to distract people, you won't distract people. But also, some people don't like, some people who have ASD, ADHD, all of those difficulties, some people don't like people to know that they actually have these difficulties. And granted, with the fidget spinner craze taking off, everyone has one of them. So it's not identifiable. You can't just turn around to someone and say, oh, you have ASD, or oh, you have autism, or oh, you have ADHD or ADD. So it's nice that people all have them, because it makes people less identifiable. But I believe that it should be used for its intended purpose of keeping your hands busy, so you're not drumming or distracting people. And you can do this quietly, down at your side, on your chest, in your hand, quietly. You can even hold some of these spinners like this and just do that. And it's quiet, it's held in one hand, and it's completely concealable. So like if I hold my hands off screen for like 10 minutes, guess how many times I spin it? And you'll be kind of shocked at the number, because I'm actually gonna I will honestly put this up on the screen. So guess how many times I spin it, just out of habit, right? Okay, so I'm gonna let this run for about a minute, okay? So I'm gonna be quiet for a whole minute, and guess how many times I spin this. Okay, maybe not quite a minute, but I want to wrap this video up quickly because it's already really long. It's already long enough, but I'm getting close to my longer video count. But I'd say about, I counted that. I spun that about 11 times before I decided to stop, and now I'm kind of just rotating my thumb around on the bearing just because it's another thing to do. Okay, so I was wrong. Fidget spinners have 3 maybe active parts that you can, well, 3 active ways to spin it. But like I said, fidget spinners are probably like, I would recommend fidget spinners and fidget cubes and maybe fidget spinners in a classroom, because they're one hand, you can do it. You can even do it in your off hand, because there's my left hand spinning. And I'm right-handed, like I'm dominant right hand. So what I'm gonna say really quickly is, you don't need to like have the newest thing or anything like that. This is plastic and it cost me £3. It's Marvel. I love Marvel. It's one of my favourite things to watch, bar like different things you've seen around in the different videos. But I'm gonna say it like this: if you have a fidget spinner, use it for its intended purpose. If you have a fidget cube, use it for its intended purpose. Don't throw them around, don't hit people with them, and don't be doing anything stupid, because people who do have problems, difficulties with fidgeting, especially in classrooms, because that's the worst thing about it, because classrooms are really compact, really difficult to focus in sometimes, and kids just want to fidget, especially kids who have ASD and ADHD. All they want to do is fidget, and if their fidget toys are actually banned from college premises and tech and school premises and everywhere else, they're gonna be back to distracting you with drumming and whistling and all. So maybe give up throwing the fidget toys about, just so that you can have a quiet classroom again. But you know what, from here up, from me, that's all I have to say on the matter. I'm done with the whole fidget spinner, fidget cube, all that there argument. The fidget spinner, I've picked it up and I've spun it about, and maybe up to about 50 times I've like actually spun and stopped it. So I'm gonna set it down. I'm gonna leave it for now till I finish the video. But to be honest, everyone, that's it from me. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, or if you agree with any of the points I made in this video. Comment down below if you have anything else to add to this discussion or anything like that. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and share it with your friends, because I'm always hoping to grow the audience and grow and entertain more people. So that's all from me. Please subscribe. Have a nice day. I'll see you dudes in the next video.